All right, so just got this Bridgeport Series 1 CNC, very exciting. Always did manually, and so trying this out. I'm going to turn the machine on here in a little bit. Let me just go to the panel here to the side and show you. This is that famous thing that keeps on burning up. Okay, and it's located right behind. These are the legs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 per axis, and then there's X and Z behind here. X, Y, and Z here. There's labels. You can probably see. No, that's bad. Anyway, this is the main controller, and then the 3 individual drives. I don't know exactly which one is which. Here are the relays. And every time I turn the machine on and I start working, something will burn, and that's why everybody just tells to convert this to Mach 4 or the Centroid Acorn or the nicer Centroid or some type of Chinese. Because even when you fix it, it just keeps on burning up. So let's turn the machine on and see how it powers and how it works. So the machine needs 3-phase, so I had to get a 5-horse converter. All right, so just in case you're wondering how to turn the machine on, just like me when you bought it, this is the switch up, and let's go back. This is the oil pump. Make sure pump it. Put oil in it. It only turns on when the motor's on. All right, so here's the machine, Bridgeport controls. Let's start with just, you have to press the override limit switch to enable the table, okay? So I already pressed it, but just so you know. So now I can jog, I can use on the green, if you put this to setup and you go to X, for instance, I'm gonna jog plus or minus. I gotta be careful because I have a piece over there. Let me just zero it out. If you go to 0 XY, it zeroes the machine out according to the XYZ. So by the way, to read the XYZ, just press here. 2 length of set, diameter of the tool, and then this is sequence number, feed rate, speed. This is RPM speed. It does not control the motor speed, but it tells you, if you program it correctly, which speed you're supposed to be. And then tool number. But this is where, when you're in green, you can put like your tool number 1, tool length of set is 1000, and diameter, let's use a 1/2 inch diameter. So, and then you can read tool length of set, diameter, and tool number over here. Now, once you go to MDI, but by the way, this is a Boss 6 machine. Let me just explain something here. So jog, you can go plus or minus in the X, Y, or Z, unlimited. This is 1 inch, 0.1 inch, 0.01 inch, and step goes into half steps increments. Now, if you go to, this is minus 1/2 inch. If I press it again, now we have minus, I'm sorry, 1/2,000 previously. This is 1,000, 1.5, minus 1.5,000, minus 2, and then if I want to go, this is 0, this is 1,000, 1,000, so on and so forth. This is on the step, by the way. What else? On MDI now, a lot of the MDI functions, you gotta have the motor spinning. But you would do something like this. Let's enter sequence number 1. And you can type all at once and then N of key after you type everything. But you'll be something like sequence 1, G1, X 1000, feed rate of 100, which you got to divide by, I think, 0.1 or 0.01, which will be like 0.1 inches a minute. And then you press the end of key, especially to do arcs. And I believe this machine does not do full radius, so you have to do 4 arcs, okay? Or at least I don't know how to do a full circle with this one. And that's pretty much it. Let me move to the, oh, by the way, you can control the feed rate. Say like you press it too fast, you can go from 100 to 25, or actually almost 0, and 100 to 25% more. So this is the engine. Spindle off, high range has to match with the high range to go spindle forward. And then if you go high range, low range, that's pretty much high speed reverse spindle. And low range here, high range there will be low speed reverse spindle. You gotta have air hooked up to use the brakes or the increase decrease speed. I just been doing it manually. I don't have a very good compressor in my shop, in my home shop. So high range, you want to start the spindle, you press this, lights goes off, and then you hit it again and you start the spindle. A lot of my transistors, they're burning when I'm adjusting RPMs or starting and stop the spindle. So in this project, I'm just going to be surfacing this. I did a real shitty job with my plasma cutter here. I did this by hand. So now I'm just going to smooth this section out. This is going to be a handle for a tool that I'm making. And this is pretty much how we're going to set up. It's going to get loud in here because I have to turn the motor on. And just a few notes here. I'm going to try to make the best show with the camera. So I have high range selected, and then here on the manual I'm going to just go high range. The spindles are already enabled, so I'm just going to make sure the brakes off, check visually. I have about 2,000 RPM, and I'm just going to go ahead and start the spindle. That's not good. Okay, so it died for a minute. Maybe I pressed it too fast. Now I'll come over here and I'm going to give the commands. So what I got to watch out over here is that I'm in MDI or MDI store. And then I'm going to go G1, Z minus. Let's go just 100.1 inch. And C at feed rate of 30. Let's see how that does. Let's go Z minus another 100. So it already knows my feed rate, so it just keeps on going on the feed rate. Z minus 200. So this is an open loop, by the way. So if that is not correct, it will, it does not know where the machine is. This is just the command is given the Z-axis. Let's go Z minus 600. Yeah, so let's go G1, Z minus 100, feed rate of 20. Okay, my Z-axis is completely dead, so I'm going to have to go manual on this one. So here it is. I couldn't get it to work, but at least what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust y minus 100 and there he goes. Feed rate. Okay, and let's go x 6,000. And then just watch it work. And I have a feed rate about, I think, 0.02 inches a minute. Okay, so let's cut a circle with the Bridgeport Boss 6 machine. So here I'm going to go sequence number 20, and I'm going to go G1, X, let's do 1000, Y0, that's going to be our initial point. Let me speed up the machine here. I'm about to hit the initial point here. It's already going to start cutting, so let's see here. Right about there. So it's already cutting a little bit. Almost there. So this is going to be our initial point, okay? 1000, x 1000, y 0. This is very important. Otherwise, if you give the wrong coordinates, it will not do it correctly. So we're in sequence number 20. Let's go sequence number 25. It'll be a G2, and then we're going to go x 0, y minus 1000. X, which represents I, 1000. Oh, I screwed everything up. All right, let's start again. So it's going to be I, J, K. So I, when I press X again, is going to be I. When I press Y again, is going to be J. But I'm just going to say as X and Y. So not to confuse myself here. So sequence number 20 is a G2. We're going to go X0, Y minus 1000, X1000 again, because that's the radius for the arc, and Y0. Feed rate, I'm going to go 30, and I'm only running at 25% because my bit is a little bit dull. Let's go here now to the cutting. And by the way, to check, so it's making the arc, and you can go X, Y, kind of see it doing the simultaneous work here. So this is mostly it. Just wanted to show how to use this technique doing quarter arcs. It's just very important to note where you start, and so the first two coordinates is where it's going to end on the arc, and then the third, you know, if it's in the X, which is I is your radius, and then you leave the J blank. And then if it is in the other quarter where the Y is actually your radius, then you put the second X 0 and the second Y as your radius. Thanks for watching.